you go back in another time? You can, but nothing has changed.
Shut up, sit if you're...
But don't worry, I'm sure we'll be back for the enjoyable tomfoolery of these characters. So over here we've got Whistling Street Urchin, dude in tax collector who's like in the thingy-mabob, what's it called? Stockades, that's the one. Thank you, game.
It's a frame-up.
Pardon?
They can't do this to me. I'm the tax collector.
That explains it then.
This isn't funny. I can't believe this.
Maybe you should take stock of your situation.
Now listen.
Too bad. Now your reputation has gone to rack and ruin. Still, I suppose it's torture a lesson. Torture, get it? Not a good pun, but then, what is?
Everyone's a comedian. Except you, mister. Help!
What? You're the tax collector, aren't you? What are you doing in there?
It's moments like this that really make me think Discworld is a Monty Python light
Next thing you
in
know,
many
they
ways.
got me in here. This is
The books can
harassment
be
in the
quite
course
funny,
of duty,
but,
I'll
a
tell
lot
you.
of the
Let me
media
out of
with
here!
Discworld
They
is
can't
like
do this to me. I'm the tax collector.
Ah, has someone collared your market?
Watch it.
Must be what they call a tax squeeze, innit? Oof, and do I think I'm up?
Very funny. I'll remember you, pencilhead. I've a perfect thingy. Begins with M. You know, I'll never forget.
Forget what?
Faces. My business relies on my memory for faces.
They must be your stock in trade.
All very good. I only clicked it for the puns. And then look, Amazon Warrior. Hello, lady.
So you're a hublander?
That's right. The Icelands, snowfields, that kind of thing.
Here's our
Proud
female voice
land
actors.
for a proud people. Forge of destiny and
I'm sure
so
she
forth.
does the voice acting
And-
for every female character in the entire game.
Is that a hubland costume you're wearing?
Yes. Why?
Well, it just doesn't seem climatically appropriate. How does it stay up?
Pressure.
Pressure?
Everyone's eyes are always running all over it.
So where are you from?
The Hublands.
Hublands?
At the middle of the disc. It's where all the barbarians live, but you don't see many of them about. They're all too shy.
Shy? Shy hordes?
Well, they get bad press, you see.
Well, only because they crush civilizations, burn cities, and have a thing for the lamentations of women.
They're just enthusiastic. Boyish high spirits.
Oh, I see. All that nailing people to doors and setting fire to them is just a way of letting off steam, yes?
Yes, they don't mean anything by it. It's just their way of saying hi.
Greetings, O noble warrioress.
Greetings, O pointy-hatted elf.
Eh?
It is I, Red Socum, chosen avatar of the goddess Mothra. I've come to Ankh-Morpork seeking adventure. I've sworn myself to the quest, and may give myself in marriage only to the man who can equal me in combat.
You what? Are you in much demand?
Well, yes, apparently. Under the terms of the Geese, I'm supposed to suffer no insult from any man, which unfortunately includes wolf whistles, lingering looks, and even passing thoughts of attraction, which would be all right, but they insist that I wear this get-up. Standard heroine issue. By the way, geese is an archaic word, meaning something like obligations. I really don't want to hear any more jokes about birds.
Inconvenient.
It's ever so cold.
So, do many people actually just want to try and marry you?
Oh yes, happens all the time. Well, I suppose I encourage it, really. I mean, it's been 10 years, and a girl has to settle down someday. They've been lining up in the taverns ever since I got here. I've been killing people non-stop since 10:30.
Oh, so, just tell me a bit with this one. In order to get engaged to you, they have to
Match swords with me, yes.
to the death.
Yes.
Sounds dangerous.
Actually, it's more boring than dangerous. Well, at least from my point of view. Other girls get to debauch with barbarians, and all I get is two-way conversations with the gods.
Really?
Well, it's not as if Mothra, goddess of Stepland, storms and destroyer of cardboard cities, really has anything much to say. I mean, there's the occasional quest aspect of things, but more often than not it just means chopping up some mothballs or getting her a nice rug for tea. I suppose there is a lot of posing, and the chainmail bikinis are nice, but it doesn't fill up a Saturday night, if you know what I mean. You, do know what I mean, don't you?
Sure. I know what you mean.
Mothra even gave me this magic sword, said it was to keep me safe. Bitch, every time I meet some halfway likable man, I have to kill him.
Well, can't you stop it?
Well, no, it's a magical curse, you see. For instance, if I even suspected that you found me attractive, I'd be forced to do something really totally unpleasant. Probably involving spleens.
Spleens?
It's an organ. Not sure what it does apart from ooze green.
Yeah, well, I quite understand. Good thing I don't fancy you then, eh?
I'm ever so pleased. Of course, I feel a lot more comfortable with you in a dress.
Well, goodbye.
So she's I'm not sure what quest lines involve her, but she's got some information that we can get from her later on. And we got a friendly street urchin here.
Background colour.
Care to buy a money pouch, sir? Very good, Nick. Cost you 1 shilling.
No, I already have a money pouch, thank you.
Are you sure?
Stolen! The damn thing's been stolen!
Good thing I was at hand with a replacement then, innit, sir?
Wait a minute. This looks exactly like my money pouch.
You see, sir? You'll hardly even know your old pouch has gone. That service for you.
Now look. Did you just steal this?
Don't look at me, sir. I'm just a lovable street urchin, I am.
Urchin?
Yeah, you know, one of them hard things that lives on seaside rocks. The ones that end in points.
It's a starfish, isn't it?
Is it? All right, sir. I'm a lovable street starfish, then.
Sounds a bit fishy to me.
I'm just keen to get you to shell out, Gov. Like a second pouch, sir, just as a reserve, so to speak, in case the worst should happen.
Look, if it's not too much to ask, how did you do that?
What? Give away a trade secret?
Tell me how you do it, or I'll turn your spleen into a tank of sea monkeys.
I wasn't even referring to the librarian. Why did the monkey attack me?
Well, when you put it
Also,
that way,
use of the
Gov,
word
look,
spleen
it's
again.
Easy. Just practice on those old guys over there and get your hand in.
Alright, off we go. And that's sexual harassment in some places. Awesome, I'll be needing that later. I'm sure. Actually, I don't know. I don't think the pants come up at all. At least to my recollection. And now I think I have a skill now. Yeah, I have pickpocketing, which is important because it's very useful later. Off we go. It's important that I do this.
Well, if you must have...
Sorry, taxi. You might be asking, how would you know you needed to pick up 2 of those since the first one resulted in nothing? Well, you know. Yes, very necessary sound. Ah, inventory, it's filling up now.
Poultry power?
Well, this is a room. Come back to this later. And yes, there was a dude there. In fact, I should probably interact with this dude. Hopefully he comes back.
God, it's a... What is that thing?
I don't know.
A bit, well, messy. Lovely. Let me guess. You are a traditional...
Sorter and remover of human affluence, sir. I offer drainage with distinction. My school teacher said I'd never make anything of myself in life, and just look at me now. Got to the top by starting at the bottom.
And people certainly stand aside when you pass by. Don't get horribly burned to death by any monsters or anything. Ick! That doesn't work. That doesn't work.
I was just curious. I don't think that was going to work, but yeah.
That
Pants?
doesn't work.
Pants? Can I use pants on anything?
That doesn't work.
No?
That doesn't work.
Good to know. And that is the experience of this game, I tell you. The hit going around and being like, that doesn't work. Constantly, over and over. I think I'm done with this area. Let's move on. Alright, so I don't want to be at this game all the rest of my life. So I need a little bit of efficiency here. So, where is it I want to go? Fish in a sea. Don't want to go to the street. Don't want to go to alley. Alley I need two things for. I need corn and string. Why do I need corn and string?
Ah!
Well, why not have a guess in the comments? No cheating, no looking ahead in the script. Hello, donkey.
That doesn't work. I say, this poor beast looks under the weather.
So, there was a whole time where I first started playing this game, and, I liked the charm of it at the time, but...
Oswald's Hostelry. Whatever your osel, we'll provide for it best.
The ongoing joke, which is a joke within the franchise, it's not something that's actually meant for a game to kind of, hint. Like, the donkey cart thing, yeah? For some reason, I got held up on the donkey cart a lot when I was a kid. And I foresaw that there was something to do with the donkey in that area, that there was... People kept saying it for a reason. Nah, the monkey and the donkey... Because the monkey thing, the librarian is actually quite essential to the overall plot. And you do have to work something out, the librarian. But donkey cart is just a joke. Wintwing, I don't need to steal anything right now. Beggar. Beggar is like one of my favourite characters in this game. You'll soon work out why as the story progresses, but I love the Beggar. He's so great.
Alms for the poor.
But I'm already poor.
Well, you've got a pointy hat.
That's not wealth, that's status.
Oh, well, spare some status for the poor, Governor.
I think you've got that wrong.
How do you mean wrong? It's a simple request transaction. I underline a need and hope that you, in your wisdom, will provide.
It's not a question of that, it's a question of practicality. Status, by its very nature, is ineffable. As a quality, it is essentially non-transferable.
So are you going to give me status or aren't you?
I can't just give you status, you have to earn it.
For instance?
Reach the top of your profession. Become the most famous beggar in the city. Get some real diseases.
Well, I'll try. Business is just down a bit. What can I do about it?
You need a more dominating image, something to demand sympathy. Otherwise, heartless people like me are just going to keep on passing you by.
It's a thought, Yes. Many thanks.
Arms? No thanks, I'm trying to give them up. Why should I give you money?
Well, it's your traditional medieval street transaction, isn't it, Gov? It's an expected part of your fantasy environment.
You're saying that you're just here to add a little bit of colour?
Authenticity, Gov. Authenticity.
Well, wouldn't it be better if you actually looked the part? I mean, just look at you.
Why? What do you mean? What's wrong with it?
Well, it's pathetic. I mean, a beggar, by definition, has to be pitiable, doesn't he? I mean, why should someone give him money if he's as hale and hearty as any other geezer on the street?
Oh yeah. I think I see what you mean, sir.
Right, well, carry on. Right you are then.
I'm not going to get angry at him because he's a charming fellow. But yeah, this character is funny and he's one of the people that evolves as the story goes along. I think he's great. And there's another suggestion there that, they're parrying point-and-click adventure games because they weren't anything new by the time this game came out. And the Sega Saturn did have its fair share of point-and-click adventures. CD-based consoles in general had a lot of point-and-click adventures, and so did DOS and things like that. So it's not like
oh, what are you
the genre is
Get
new
out
here.
of my pocket!
I wasn't in your pocket, mate.
Hello there.
Hmm? Oh, hello.
I suppose it's quite a sensuous sort of job then, playing with women's hair all day.
Oh, not really. Not with the type of women we get in here. No silken locks, no golden magic drifting beneath my scissors. Nothing like my wondrous little milkmaid.
So, we've discovered we can induce a daydream.
Diploma from the Academy of
From
Barbering,
this guy.
Bloodletting, Leechery, Tooth-Pulling and Associated Self-Mutilations Academy.
Okie dokie. So, you may not know it, but one of our essential
Wonder what
items is
smells
in
of
this room.
brimstone. Ah, yes, all right. Hello.
Young man, you will have the honor of first witnessing my new ensemble. I shall now set a trend that will rock the fashion world.
Curly hair, suit yourself.
What?
Suit yourself, I mean, it might not be your style.
And what would you know about it? I never take fashion advice from a man wearing a dress.
Well, at least I suppose it's a hair roller. Well, at least I suppose it's a hair...
Yeah, so
Is that a
Just
curler in your hair?
click
Impudent
everything it up a
wretch,
little
of
bit.
course it is.
Just asking. So, it's definitely a roller then.
What?
In your hair. A hair roller.
Well, of course it is. If it wasn't a roller, then why would it be there?
You wouldn't...
Wouldn't what?
You wouldn't say it's a bit... unusual at all?
Good heavens, no.
Right, you are then. Oh, so you're having your hair set in a traditional style?
Traditional?
With rollers and curls? Oh, yes, it should look very quaint.
Quaint?
Well, a busy woman like yourself can't always be expected to keep up with the new trends.
What? Don't be absurd. Barber, I shall have my hair set straight.
A very wise choice, madam.
And here we go. We've induced a state where he has now got the hair roller. You may be saying, why are we after a hair roller? Well, because the hair roller is the spring. You know, the legendary spring in which we want for conducting.
I suppose it's quite a sensuous sort of job then, playing with women's hair.
Hair rollers,
all day.
springs.
Oh, not really. Not with the type of women we get in. No.
Anyway, get back to daydreaming, my friend.
Who do you think you'll turn you? Gosh, it worked.
Do, 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 do. And look, we got the hair roller. I mean, that's the spring. That probably confused quite a few people in the knowledge that is the spring. So, what are we at for like our devices so far? We've got the staff, and we've got the spring, which is the hair roller. So we need the frying pan and the breath and the imp. So on we go. No, get off. I want to talk to this guy, just for future reference. Hello, champ.
Is this fish fresh?
Fresh? One of them just made a pass at me wife, sir.
You're a silly man, and I don't think I shall speak with you.
Oh, come on, you can get better material than that.
What's that under your arm?
What's what?
That fish, that enormous swordfish.
It's a swordfish, sir.
I can see that.
Nothing wrong with your eyesight, is there, sir? Wizards are fine people, no matter what everyone else says.
Don't get horribly burned to death. That doesn't work. Look at the size of it. Must be Clatchin sturgeon roe. But is this fish fresh?
Fresh?
Don't get
And you may have noticed that I've said don't get horribly burned to a few people within the town so far.
Good grief.
And that is a reference to something that's going to happen later, as obscure as it may sound. Let me leave. Yeah, leaving zones isn't always the most straightforward of affairs. And here we go. One of the more annoying people, but it's important that we know he's here. See that guy? What's he about? You'll never know. You don't have to click on him, you have to click on the corner.
And verily shall he bellow forth the 10 sacred names of the Forbidden Dawn. I tell a lie, the 9 sacred names of the Forbidden Dawn.
Hello!
Go away. I am a monk of the Temple of Offla.
Temple of Offal?
Offla. I am guardian of the Sacred Eye, Lord High Vicar of the other not-so-sacred Eye, and Grand Trilobite of the Cenopod.
You must be taller than you look.
Silence! Begone, or else feel the wrath of the mighty Offler and the toe-biting knights of the Holy Emasculation!
Right, so we know that we don't like this guy, so it's fine
Try
to
again later.
ruin his
Or
life
earlier.
later on.
And verily shall he bellow
Let's
forth
get out of
the
here before he
10
keeps
sacred...
talking. Oh, Jesus Christ.